Okay, I'm gonna give this another try. Just a couple of videos of some of the stuff I've made around the house. So the first thing I made is this cherry table. Use this as a kitchen table. I shouldn't say I'm proud of, but I think I did a nice job on the base. It's a little interesting. And then I made an octagon shaped, whatever you call that thing. All right, so I did that table. I did this sideboard over here. For this thing, I sprayed lacquer. First time doing that, it came out pretty good. This one's oak. Next thing I did was this entry table. This was my first thing I ever did. That one's made out of walnut and maple. What else? In our laundry room, I did, here's our kitchen cabinets, made out of cherry. So it looks like the prior owners took the old cabinets that were like white melamine and put them in the laundry area. And they look terrible. So I made cabinets that would look very similar to our kitchen cabinets. So I used cherry, solid around the edges. The panels are actually solid also. I actually cut strips and I thinned them out to like a 1/4 inch and I recessed them. I bought a panel bit. So this is where we keep our laundry soap and all that stuff. These come out pretty good also. What else we have? I just recently made this K-cup holder. So I keep these in here. That's walnut. This is cherry. This cherry wood eventually is gonna. It's the same natural as these cabinets are. So even though it's a little bit lighter now, it's only 3 days old. It'll darken up and it'll be equivalent. And it's my first try to inlay some walnut. It came out decent. Not the best thing in the world, but not terrible. It gives it a little interest. What else we have? Let's see. This is like a little silly. I had some extra wood, so I took. This is basically mahogany and maple. Again, not good if you look carefully, but from far away it looks pretty good. And the reason I had extra mahogany is because when I was playing around, I made something for our pool. We have these big gigantic pool closed cell floats that we kind of just keep lying on the pool deck out there. Let's see. You can't even catch it, but it looks awful. So I made this over here out of mahogany and cedar. This is gonna sit outside in the summertime. We're in New York, so we don't get too long of a season. I put it on wheels at the last minute. So this is gonna sit on the pool deck. And the idea for this giant monstrosity is it's gonna store all of our pool stuff, all of the floats. I put those. I had to support a lot of weight because this is a pure mahogany. It's about 65 pounds. So this way the water can drain out. I did a gigantic piano hinge that I didn't finish putting the screws in, but this is gonna. This maybe it'll double as a bench, so you can actually sit on there also. These wheels are rated to about 400 pounds, like each. So I don't think you have that many people sitting on it, as long as it doesn't wheel into the pool. So again, cedar, I put a little stain on there, just a clear coat. And I tried using the Epiphanes spar varnish on this. Very shiny. Let's see what happens. Hopefully it won't weather too much outside. And that's it. I mean, the last little cheesy thing I made was, is my woodworking area, if you want to call it that. But I made this, I don't even know what I would call it. Basically, when I'm doing any kind of woodworking, let me plug it in. I'll show you. When I'm doing any kind of woodworking, There's all kinds of dust down here. I would say like it's an air purifier, air cleaner, whatever. Turn it on, and it basically sucks all the. It's supposed to suck all the dust particles out of here. So it works pretty well. Originally it was, turn it off. Originally it was hanging over there from the ceiling in this mess. But I felt like this basement's pretty big, and since this back area here is not sectioned off, it was just drawing air from the entire room, and it wasn't getting where I needed it to right on top of me. So I took this little cheesy Harbor Freight thing over here, and I just built a little, whatever, a little cart. Now I can at least wheel it. It's not the most mobile thing in the world, but at least I can wheel it right near where I'm working, and at least they can, besides my dust collector, you know, anything that gets away, it can kind of suck up. And that's it. I mean, I bought some. This was actually a pretty expensive piece of plywood. It's cherry. It's just a cherry veneer. I was gonna make a cabinet and a closet organizer, but I think I need about 5 pieces of that to do my closet, and I don't feel like going back and getting more. So we'll see. That's it. It's a mess down here right now because we're in between seasons, in between the summer pool stuff and the winter with the power washer. So I got to just put everything in its place. And this is still, I actually set up like a little tent down here when I varnished this, so I wouldn't get too much dust. But it didn't work too well. And that's it. That's the extent of my woodworking project. Thanks for watching. Actually forgot something. So I bought a slab of walnut, and I did some, what is this? Epoxy. And I sanded and polished it, so that's basically just a coat hook. A coat rack, whatever, just for the winter. We hang our coats up here. It works out pretty well. You could do, these I bought somebody custom made these from my railroad spikes. So you could do one thing on the bottom and like one on the top. That's it. All right, one more thing I forgot. This frame also had extra mahogany lying around, so I ran it through the router a couple of times, put a little bit of an edge on it, and I made a frame for this mirror. And it always looked terrible. There was about a 1/4 of an inch gap between the mirror and the end of these terribly done walls. But it just always looked really bad. So we got to redo this bathroom anyway. This is not even glued or, you know, adhesive in there. But I just basically stuck it there and made like a frame out of it. That's it. Definitely enjoying the woodworking thing. It's good when it's done. It's like hitting your nail, your head against the wall. It's good when it's done.